Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle one of life's biggest questions, and we're going to use this really fascinating framework to do it. We're diving into the architecture of human desire. So let's just dive right in with the big one, right? How do we know what we really want in life? I mean, it sounds like such a simple question, doesn't it? But think about it. This one question, it basically steers everything: our careers, our relationships, you name it. The real puzzle, then, isn't just what we want, but where do those wants even come from in the first place? Okay, so to get to the bottom of that, we kind of need a whole new way of looking at this. We have to start thinking about how desire is, well, how it's built. You know, what's its architecture? What are the blueprints? And here's the big shift in thinking we have to make. Our desires, our wants, they aren't just these random feelings that pop into our heads out of nowhere. No, they're much more like buildings. They're constructed piece by piece, sometimes carefully, and honestly, sometimes completely unconsciously. They're built from different materials and based on very specific plans. So, the very foundation of this whole structure, this architecture, is built on this core tension. You can see it right here. On one side, you've got your internal voice. It's that quiet, steady, authentic part of you. But then, on the other side, you've got all that external noise. And that stuff, it's loud, it's always changing, and it's all about what's expected of you. All right, so let's dig into how these structures actually get built. We're going to start with those really powerful external forces, the noise. A good way to think about them is like pre-made blueprints for your life. They're just handed to you, often long before you've even had a chance to think about drawing your own. And this quote, man, it just nails it. We think we choose our desires, but often they choose us. It really makes you stop and think, right? That promotion you're chasing, that car you want, that specific lifestyle. Take a second and ask yourself, was that a goal you truly chose, or was it a goal that was kind of chosen for you by everything and everyone around you? So let's put a name to this. The key concept here is what we call a borrowed desire. It's basically any want or goal that we absorb from our social environment, really without even realizing we're doing it. And look, this isn't some kind of personal failing. It's actually a survival instinct. We're social animals, right? We're wired to fit in. And a big part of that is adopting the goals of our tribe to feel like we belong. And you can see just how surrounded we are. That external noise, it isn't just one thing, it's everything. It's the culture we live in, the marketing we see, our social media feeds, what our family expects from us, what our friends are doing. All of these things are constantly feeding us these blueprints for what a good or successful life is supposed to look like. Okay, so if the outside world is that loud, then how on earth do you find your own direction? Well, the answer isn't to shout louder. It's actually the opposite. It's about learning to quiet all that noise so you can hear a much, much subtler instrument, your own inner compass. And the contrast here is just perfect. On one hand, you've got these external desires. They're shouting for your attention, right? They're promising happiness if you just achieve this one more thing. But your inner compass, it doesn't shout. It whispers. It gives you these quiet, steady, reliable signals that point toward what truly satisfies you. So, what are these signals we're supposed to be listening for? Well, think about it. It's that genuine curiosity that has you reading about something for hours just for the fun of it. Or those moments of flow, when you're so deep into what you're doing that time just disappears. It's even that feeling when you're working hard, but it feels energizing, not draining. That feeling, that's your compass pointing true north. So, when was the last time your actions felt completely aligned with your inner self? Just take a second and really think about that. It doesn't have to be some huge, life changing thing, it could be a really small moment. The key is, if you can identify when you felt that alignment before, it becomes so much easier to recognize it when it happens again. All right, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But let's get practical. How do we actually start telling the difference between all that external noise and our own internal compass in our day-to-day lives? Well, let's look at a practical toolkit we can use. Here's a super simple 3-step audit you can use for pretty much any want in your life. Step 1, identify it. Just state clearly what the goal is. Step 2, trace its origin. Be a detective here. Ask yourself, where did this idea come from? Was it something I saw on social media? Did my parents suggest it? And then step 3, test its resonance.
This is key. Forget about the end goal for a minute and just pay attention to how pursuing it actually feels in the moment. Is it energizing you or is it depleting you?
Now, it's really important to get this part right. This audit isn't about judging your desires, putting them in good or bad piles. A desire you borrowed from someone else might actually turn out to be something you genuinely love. The whole point is just to build self-awareness. It's about building your life with clarity and intention, instead of just running on autopilot. And I want to leave you with this final question to chew on. We talk a lot about finding our passion, right? Like it's some kind of hidden treasure we're supposed to go out and discover. But what if that's completely the wrong way to look at it? What if real fulfillment doesn't come from finding some pre-written destiny, but from consciously looking at all the different blueprints available to you, the ones from inside and the ones from outside, and then choosing which ones you're going to use to build your own life?